and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. What comes to mind when you hear the importance of values and principles? Well, values and principles are the moral compass that guide individual behavior, leadership decisions, and societal interactions. They say it defines what we stand for, shape our choices, and influence how we relate with others in both private and public life. At a personal level, values such as honesty, respect, responsibility, and compassion help individuals make sound decisions, even in difficult situations. Principles provide consistency. They ensure that actions are not just driven by conveniences or pressure, but by deeply held beliefs that builds self-discipline, integrity, and a sense of purpose. Now, in leadership and governance, values and principles are the foundation of trust and credibility. Leaders who are guided by fairness, transparency, and accountability inspire that confidence and loyalty. When principles are upheld, now institutions become stronger, corruption is reduced, and policies are implemented with justice and inclusiveness in mind. Hello and welcome to Inside Today. I am Jumai Manson. Today on the program, I will be joined by Zipporah Peters. She is a broadcast journalist and will delve into this very sensitive and, of course, valuable topic, just the importance of values and principles. Stay tuned. That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television, talking about values and principles. And like I said before, I'm not doing it alone. A very good friend of mine, Zipporah Peters, he will be talking about this very important topic with me. Now, within families, they say communities and workplaces shared values promote harmony and cooperation. They set standards for acceptable behavior and reduce conflict and encourage mutual respect. Principles also foster teamwork, ethical conduct, and long-term stability in organizations. Now, values and principles shape the character of individuals and the direction of society. Of course, Zipporah Peters will be joining me on this program. Hi, Zipporah. How are you doing today? All right, Zipporah. Zipporah, are you there? All right, before Zipporah joins in on the program, let's talk about consistently upheld. Now, this creates a culture of responsibility, resilience, and progress. Without them, decisions lose direction, trust erodes, and development becomes unstable. Now, in essence, and you're wondering, Jumai, what's all of this all about? Well, values and principles are not just optional ideals. They are essential pillars for personal growth, effective leadership, and a just society. Now, if you're wondering, how can I understand and know what some of these importance and values and principles are in today's world? Well, it helps guide decisions. For instance, they help people choose wisely when faced with tough or confusing situations. Sometimes it's tough, but when you have your values, if you have your principles, it's easy to navigate and understand in that confusing and difficult moment. Now, distinguish right from wrong. People say values provide moral clarity in everyday actions. Yes, you understand that this is the path it's going to be. This is what is right. This is the value. This is the principle attached to all of these things. It gives you moral clarity, not to change your mind when it comes to decision making. Now, build integrity and character. Now, when you're talking about value and principles, consistent values shape who a person truly is. Once you have values, you have principles, it shapes who you are as an individual. You're not going to break when it comes to issues. You're there, you're firm, and of course, decision making is made seamless. Promotes consistency. And now, consistency is very important because principles ensure actions are steady, not based on your mood or pressure. Some people are easily influenced by their mood, or sometimes by pressure, or sometimes side talks. But once you have principles, you ensure that your actions are in line with whatever you are trying to prove. Now, encourage self-discipline. Values help individuals control impulses and act responsibly. All right, now let's quickly go on a very quick break and ensure that Zipporah Peters join us in on this very, let's say, interesting everyday topic. Stay tuned, it's Insight Today.
That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Insight Today on Global Television.
All right, you're welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today on Global Television. And we're talking about values and principles. And like I've mentioned, almost 5 now in relation to this very important topic, which everyone must have, that values, that principles, that makes you who you are as an individual. Now, give direction and purpose. Now, they provide a clear sense of what truly matters in life. So for individuals, you wonder to yourself, decision making could be hard. When it has to do with tough decisions, it could be hard. But when you have a clear sense of what truly matters in life, you'll be able to just swing into action. Now, shape attitudes. It's very important you understand that when you have values, when you have principles, your attitudes are shaped into the right directions. Values influence how people think, speak, and react. It's very important that you do not act in a way that is not right or irresponsibly when you're in public. It's very important that you have that values that shape who you are, where you're from. where you're coming from. It's very important that we understand all of that. Now, encourage accountability. People take responsibility for their actions when guided by principles. Yes, when you are in the wrong, you take responsibility, not just taking responsibility, but doing what is right by adjusting it, and doing the right or the needful act is very important. Now, foundation of ethical leadership. Leaders rely on values to govern fairly and wisely. And then, of course, build trust. Consistent principles make others confident in your words and actions. Yes, you're believable. Once they know that you have values, you have principles, you are believable. You are tested and, of course, trusted. It promotes honesty. Value discourage deceit and encourage truthfulness. Yes, it's very important that everyone knows that Mr. A has values, he has principles. So his word is yes, it is believable. It can also reduce corruption. Strong principles limit abuse of power and resources. It strengthens institutions. Organizations can thrive when guided by shared ethical standards. Now, it encourages fairness. Values promote equal treatment and justice for all. Yes, it's not just one-sided. Everyone gets the same treatment. Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, they all have the same treatment. Respect human dignity. Principles uphold the worth of every individual. Everyone is important. It doesn't matter the color of your skin or where you're from. You have worth. Now, it promotes tolerance. Values, it teaches acceptance of differences and peaceful coexistence. And of course, that aid conflict resolution. Disputes are settled with fairness, not just aggression. It's settled in a subtle manner, encouraging individuals to not just to compromise, but come together and understand that peace will surely reign. All right, I think my guest, Zipporah Peters, has joined in now. Zipporah, good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah.
Well done.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining in. Now, talking about, before I go on and on about values and, of course, the importance of values and principles, what's your take when it comes to that, really?
Well, when you talk about values, you're talking about those things that you hold dearly, right? Those things you hold dear to your heart. And so I feel when it comes to value and principles, they go hand in hand. Principles has to do with the standard you refuse to compromise. Those standards you have already set for yourselves and you don't want to compromise at any point in time. And so I feel if you can hold to that, I think it's that what as a journalist, there are so many times that to compromise because of what comes or what you will gain. But there are some people you cannot end. When you say yes, that is yes. And so I don't believe in brown envelope as a journalist, of course. So there are some journalists that cannot without brown envelope, right? Are you there?
Listening to you. Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, so I feel values and principles are something that we should definitely hold on to.
When it comes to values and principles,
Hello.
that you do not believe in brown envelope. I think when you say values and principles, some individuals are entitled to what they believe. Sometimes people feel I have to rub it on someone else to practice my own values and my own principles. Does it sound off, or is it right for me to impose my own values and principles to you? Or it should serve as a role model to understand that this individual has values and principles. I do not need to impose it, but I can learn and actually pick out something that can help me be a better person in the future.
Yes, definitely. I'm not supposed to impose your own values and your principles level. Learn we come from different backgrounds, and if my principles and my values does not tally, does not really walk hand in hand with other people, I should learn to live with them like that. I'm not supposed to impose my own values or my own principles them, but I should all stand on my own values and principles, knowing fully that we are different individuals and we come from different backgrounds and different walks of life. And so we are not supposed to impose them on other people. I think we should just stick on what we believe on and what principles that we have. And then I believe that other people can learn from you when they feel your values and your principles really matters or really are really what they should emulate. I think it's let go like that, go freely. Let them just learn from you if that's what they want to learn. Let them just learn. But imposing it on other people, I don't think is right.
Right. It's weird to see. Sometimes they say once you have values, once you have principles, you are firm. You are firm. You will not break. This is what I believe in. Sometimes, is it okay to be flexible, even when I have values and I have principles? Does it work?
To be flexible, like you said?
You say when you have values and principles, you believe in one thing, you are firm, you're rigid when it comes to issues. My yes is my yes. This is how it's going to be done. I will not change my mind. This is my pattern. But sometimes, is it okay to be flexible? I might say I want it this way, but with circumstances, that empathy, I can just, okay, I know I'm supposed to do it this way, but I decide to do it another way by being flexible. Is it still okay?
Okay, there are times you have to be flexible. But I think and I feel there are situations that can never be flexible about. If I am rigid, I'm rigid about it. That's why, some people will say this person is a very principled person. You cannot bend them. Okay. And when it comes to okay, let's say I work in a school and I am supposed to give admission to a person that has a good grades. And because I have my own relative coming to look for admission in school, and I feel I should, or the family feels I should bend, I should give that the admission, even when they don't deserve it or when they don't have the requirement. In that kind of situation, I will not compromise. No matter how related you are with me, no matter how close you are with me, I don't think I'll give to that. I am a very principled person, and I don't think I would do that. But then there are situations where you will have to at least, situation be some things that are a bit lighter, not serious. That's not something that I want to bring to deserve. I think people in that like flexible when it comes to issues, something that has nothing to do with anybody. Like it's not going to cause anybody any pain or anything. I think I'll be flexible with that.
Principles and just tag the person as being heartless, wicked, not understanding. The person doesn't have a heart. He's not knowing that it's the person's value or principle. How can you explain that to someone now? Is the person being heartless, not being human? How do you explain it though?
So, understand your question. Then I want to how to say blame if that is what you person you think we get or I am if you really ask or really I don't care. I really don't care that you say like that very principled but she's very principled but anybody that knows that she's when something happens with us, we may be thinking she's heartless. We will say, no, this is us now. She's not really understanding with us. No, we were thinking she was very heartless. She wasn't really trying something like that. But now I understand better. I know that because I am also a principled person too. I like things to be done the right way, not my own way, but the right way. And so I think if somebody wants to tag me a bad person because I am being principled, then what I will have to tell people
Insight Today. Thank you for sharing your wheels of knowledge with us on the program Insight Today. Now, for importance of values and principle, it strengthens families. Parents pass good morals to children through values. Now, it shapes culture and identity. Shared principles define a society's character. It encourages compassion. Value inspires care and concern for others. Build community unity. Common principles bring people together. Now, resist peer pressure. Strong values help individuals stand firm. Yes, especially children during that stage, teenage years of peer pressure. It helps them to stand firm and not to bend. Build resilience. Principles provide strength during hardship and trials. Guide ethical use of power. Now, authority is exercised responsibly and not selfishly. Build strong reputations. Individuals and organizations earn respect through values. It inspires confidence. People trust leaders and systems that uphold principles. Promote sustainable development. Growth, they say, is achieved without moral compromise. Ensure fair resource distribution. Values encourage equity and inclusion. Respect for law. Principles promote obedience to just rules, prevent abuse and injustice. Values protect against criminalization and exploitation. Promotes peaceful solutions. Conflicts are resolved through dialogue, not violence. Earn lasting respect. People honor those who stand by their principles. Create positive legacy. Now, values influence future generations. It ensures societal stability. Shared principles create order and harmony. Most importantly, foundation of national progress. A nation grows when values guide its people. Now, for all of these, values and principles are the backbone of personal character, effective leadership, and stable society. They guide decisions, shape behaviors, and define standards that promote fairness, accountability, and respect. Without values, actions lose direction. Without principles, leadership loses credibility. Now, when individuals uphold strong values, families become stronger. Institutions function better and communities thrive. In governance, business, and everyday life, principles ensure that power is exercised responsibly and progress is sustainable. Now, ultimately, values and principles are not just moral ideas. They are practical tools for building trust, unity, and long-term development. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program Insight Today. Hope you've learned the importance and known why values, the importance of values and principles go a long way in everyday life. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program. Have an amazing day ahead. Bye-bye.